Come in. Hello, Mr. Poison.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for coming in.
You're more than welcome.
We've just got some things on your CV we want to go through.
No problem whatsoever. Thank
Just need
you
to
for
clear
having
that
me.
up.
It's always nice to get into different premises.
That's lovely. So, we'll cut straight to the chase. So, we'll start at the start of your career and we'll move onwards. So, I do believe you started as a swallowed poison, is that correct?
Absolutely. Yes, I did.
So, can you tell us about what your role was in that?
Yeah, I mean, I came in many forms. The best one for me was always drugs and alcohol, because it used to give people a real buzz. I also came in the more, the more surprising products such as cleaning products.
Yeah.
Plant poisons were a good one for me to get into because there are a lot of keen gardeners out there. Bacterial food poisons, absolutely loved getting into food.
I agree.
And viral food poisons as well. Food was a big thing for me. I absolutely adored food.
So, what were your duties in that role?
Well, I used to cause an awful lot of nausea and vomiting. Seizures were a big one. It was always good to see a seizure.
Yeah.
Abdominal pain, irregular and fast heartbeats as well, and slow heartbeats.
Right. Unusual.
Impaired levels of response as well, so I was able to get right in there and provide that huge level of service.
So, why did you leave that job?
Well, they started to monitor people. They introduced telephones so that they could call for emergency help. They taught people how to do CPR. They started to introduce the use of face masks as well to protect, to protect people from ingesting me, from swallowing. It was, so I sort of found myself redundant, really.
Yeah. So I believe after that you moved on to a role as an absorbed poison. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Again, and again, a lot of the experience I gained as a swallowed poison sort of helped me to progress towards the absorbed poison.
Yeah.
Again, cleaning products, but I was able to expand from gardening products to DIY as well.
Oh, nice.
So I sort of covered a greater scope within the household. I could get into gardening products, DIY products, but I was also able to go more into industry.
Yeah.
And I became a big industrial poison.
Good. So once again, your duties there were the similar.
Well, it was absolutely fantastic. I was able to cause an awful lot of pain and swelling, which was great to see. Rash, redness, and a lot of itching as well. So I really got under people's skin.
So again, that seemed really good, but why did you leave that?
Well, they started telling people to remove contaminated clothing. They used to tell them to wash for a minimum of 20 minutes to get rid of me off the skin. And they suggested people sought medical help.
Yeah.
So I was kind of forced out of that role.
There's been a lot of that happening lately.
Mm.
So I believe after that we got a reference from another employer. It was inhaled poisons. Is that where you went next?
Yeah. I went into fumes. Within cleaning products. I've actually bought a couple of examples along with me today. I mean, feel free to take a sniff. But this is a pine gel floor cleaner. It smells absolutely superb.
I can see how that's effective. Yes.
So it's really contagious.
Yeah.
I think there's a bottle of glue here as well. Sort of a really pungent glue. A bit like Evo Stick, and that smells really good. It gets right up your nose.
So that must have really helped with your duties in that role, did it?
Yes, it did. I used to cause an awful lot of difficulty in breathing, hypoxia. People started going a funny colour, which was nice to see because you get kind of bored of the pink and the brown skins, So it was a bit of blue now and then. A bit of blue now and then.
Yeah. So was that it at the inhaled poisons?
Well, yeah.
What happened?
Well, They used to take people into the fresh air. I mean, who would possibly want fresh air? It's beyond me.
It's killing the industry, really.
When they've got such fantastic smells that they can enjoy, you know, to go out and have to endure fresh air is quite sad, really. And again, they taught people this CPR. I believe it's a form of resuscitation. So, you know, when I really got to people and sort of made them feel dead,
Yeah.
this CPR thing used to help.
There's a lot of that going around the industry again, like I said. So once again, you were removed from an inhaled poison and you got taken on at an eye splash poison.
Absolutely, yes.
So again, your roles there, were they similar? Or
Yeah, it was good to get in people's faces. You know, I got close and personal with people. You know, I kind of saw eye to eye with a lot of people that I was dealing with. You know, I came in many forms, you know, cleaning products, gardening products, industrial poisons, plant poisons, pretty much everything that I gained experience from, you know, from the previous job roles. But it was just good to get up close and personal and in people's faces.
So, your duties, what were the similar duties, or was this a whole new job for yourself?
No, it was more of an ocular effect than it had. You know, it used to cause a lot of blurred vision, pain and pain in the eyes, a lot of reddening and swelling in the eyes.
I can imagine. And again, here we see that you've left this company again.
Yeah, well, they kind of washed me away a bit. You know, they introduced this eye wash system and told people that they had to splash the face for 10 minutes. They also introduced this telephone thing again where they can call for emergency service. And this CPR thing, it seems to be it's very recurrent. It seems to be getting into everywhere at the moment. You know, this CPR thing.
I think that might, fair to say, that might be one of your weaknesses.
Yeah.
I think you need to be able to overcome CPR.
I think it is going to be difficult, I think, but I can certainly try my best.
So once again, we were eradicated from the eye splash poisons, and you moved on to injected poisons. Is that correct?
Well, I don't like to admit it, but I did become a bit of a prick, to be honest.
I can imagine, yes.
You know, and I used to get under people's skin a lot. You know, quite deep as well.
All right.
So, but I sort of came, you know, I was quite venomous.
Yeah.
You know, I had a bit of a bite to me. I was addictive.
So you'd say, the company thought of you as a drug, they couldn't get enough of you, or?
Well, absolutely, because I used to cause a lot of pain, redness and swelling.
All right, yeah.
You know, blurred vision, nausea and vomiting was a great one. It used to be really messy.
Again, some more of your skills coming through.
Absolutely.
What you've learned.
You know, people used to suffer with difficulty in breathing as a result of my being there. Seizures, impaired level of response, anaphylactic shock as well was a good one.
Yeah,
you know.
I would imagine, yeah. And again, you're here today, which means you've left that business.
I did.
Why are you here today?
Well, they started to remove stings if they could. You know, again, this CPR thing crept in, and that's really not helping me to find a job at the moment, which I'm really struggling with. This emergency help thing as well, but you know, as a result of, you know, sort of things like the venoms and the stings, they had these pens that they gave people that, you know, if I caused any irritation, they could sort of stab themselves. Well, that's what I was there for.
Yeah.
You know, I was injecting into the skin, but, you know, they were using this EpiPen thing as well, which kind of pushed me out a bit.
So made redundant and brought someone else
That's
in
it,
to do
exactly.
your job,
You know, I mean, if I may summarise, you know, I'm a big problem, which I'm really proud of. And I've got a huge amount of experience, you know. I've been swallowed a lot, I've had a lot of absorption, I've been sniffed, I've I've got in people's faces. And a lot of people have, you know, although they think I'm a bit of a prick, I've got underneath the skin. And that's helped me to achieve all of these different effects that I've had on people. And I'm really, really quite proud of that. So I'm hoping that this interview today is going to set me in good stead for a possible job with your company.
Well, I'm afraid to say, you know, you've got amazing strengths. You know, you've had a vast variety in your career, you know, all your roles and duties, but it's, you know, you've been through far too much. The amount of things that have caused you to stop working, you know, it's not acceptable, and that's not the sort of person we're looking for. So I thank you for coming in.
Is it all this first aid thing that's pushing me out?
I'm afraid it is, yes.
Okay. Well, I've given it my best shot.
I appreciate you coming in.
You're more than welcome.
You're not for us, sorry.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.